Continue to, I think, develop some depth at quarterback. Nick Smith's coming along pretty well. Over on the defensive side, beyond the the defensive front, I think we're getting some good play out of a couple of our corners. One of the guys, CJ at the corner spot, I think has got some pretty good ability. Whether that continues to translate, we'll see. So, questions by anybody?
When you look at a guy like Tim Kamina, who's been here, for a long time, I know you're looking for that fourth safety. You have him listed there, and he's played safety. He's played a little linebacker. I mean, is it nice? I know nothing's set in stone, but to have a guy that's been around so long, if you have to wherever you have to plug him, is that a plus? I guess
it helps in the fact you have somebody who's played a lot of football, and Tim's very committed, so we appreciate him being back there.
I know Davion was set on the depth chart to be a kick returner. Is that spot kind of open competition now? Or do you see maybe Austin stepping in, or I guess how do you see that role being filled?
You're talking about the kickoff return?
Kickoff return, yeah.
Yeah, we really haven't addressed a lot of that. I think there'll be a couple of these younger players we want to take a look at. A return on a kickoff is really pretty significantly different than a punt return. So kind of take a hard look at that and look at some defensive guys as well.
Have you seen, obviously, when Milo came out of fall camp as your starter, and I know there's a lot of camp, but, it was about a year ago when he lost his brother, and I can only imagine how horrible that is. But how have you seen not just his growth on the football field, but even beyond that with everything he's had to deal with up to this point? It seems like he's handled it pretty well.
Milo's had a lot of adversity in his life, and, we applaud where he's at. I know he's got a lot of teammates. Josh Allen's one of his roommates, and a lot of people here in Laramie, and then some people back home in Denver really helped him through some tough times. He's doing pretty well in school, and certainly has improved as a football player. So we're looking forward to having him really be a significant contributor this fall. However, the most important thing for us is to see these guys grow as young men, and certainly the adversity that Milo's had to encounter at this age is, a lot more challenging than what a lot of us have had.
I know, obviously, you had a pretty big running back last year, and Brian, do you use Milo differently with him kind of maybe being a smaller, faster guy?
Some of the things that we'll do with Milo will be a little bit different. However, our schemes are going to be pretty similar.
You mentioned, how you like Nick Smith's improvement. I know there's not tangible numbers like game numbers to use that, but what have you liked? Is it just gets feeling more comfortable within the offense? What have you liked as his growth and improvement that you've seen?
He's throwing the ball a lot better in his numbers. We track completion percentages, accuracy, decision making, and all those things. And he's really improved each year. And the other thing that I've appreciated, his number of live snaps last year pretty small. But what you've seen is somebody who's really been engaged and encouraging and learns from what he sees Josh do. And then when he has the opportunity in practice, he's taking advantage of it. I think he's faster. He's certainly a smarter player. And while he has not had a lot of game reps, I think he's really improved.
Coach, I know you're always looking for balance in spring and the fall camp too. Quarterbacks look good, but a couple of interceptions. Antonio got a pick. Rico got a pick. I'm sure you like to see that balance.
Well, we do. We like to see guys up there ball hawking, and sometimes you either have the glass empty, half full, or half empty. And I cringe when I see it, but you're right. I get excited when I see a guy make a good break and come down with a nice interception. We'll need to come up. I thought we were pretty good at ball hawking last year between interceptions and takeaways and stuff like that. We'll need to continue that.
Is Eric Aboje enrolled in practicing with you guys?
Okay. Yeah, he's out there. Yep. He was 350, and he says he looks like 290, and I disagree with him. I don't know if he looks 350, but he needs to trim up a little bit.
How are you doing health-wise? Anything new or any good?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I'll get a little bit of report here in a little bit. I think Drew Van Manen might have strained his hamstring. He did not complete practice. So we'll see the severity of it. Hopefully it's not a pull, just a slight strain. Outside of that, that's kind of where we're at.
See Wisdorf with a big club on his hand.
Yeah, you know what? He was jumping over a fence to take him a shortcut, and he got his hand on some metal. So there's just some stitches.
Right as camp started, or
right before.
Right before.
And it was, I quizzed him to make sure it wasn't some stuff going on. He just jumped over and cut his hand.
You mentioned the D-line. Carl made a couple moves today that makes it look like he's getting confidence back.
Well, he certainly is. And Carl always plays faster a lot of times when you just see him in conditioning drills. And so between he and I thought KP had a lot of big time plays today, and Johanna Gaffon did as well.